Welcome to you all. Nice to have you with us. My name is Rory McDermott. For those who I haven't met, welcome and a special welcome to our guests who have joined us this evening. And it's my pleasure to host this meeting and just to give you more insight as to what we are actually doing. Now, I want to start off this evening by asking a simple question. The question is this: doing what you're currently doing, will you ever live and experience the life that you actually want? That's the question. Now, for some of you on this call tonight, you're going to say, yes, of course, I'm living the life of my dreams, the life that I want to live. And congratulations, well done. That's fantastic. But there's some people here who are not living their dream life. And, so if that's your case, if you fit into that category, the question tonight is, what are you going to do about living the life of your dreams? The truth of the matter is this, that at age 65, surveys tell us, and this is a global survey, it tells us that at age 65, 95% of people have failed financially. They are dependent on either an outdated pension, they're dependent on their family, they might even be dependent on the government for survival. Now that's a scary number. 95% of people go through their entire life and end up in that awkward situation. So, my purpose tonight is to talk about the future and show you a way that you can take control of your own destiny instead of leaving your destiny in the hands of a boss or someone else. So it's a chance for you to take control, and that's the important thing. Through the course of life, we all at times face challenges. That's what life's all about. But what I have found over time is that challenges and setbacks are actually good, because it's during the times of challenge and setbacks that we actually start to learn some critical lessons in life. And so if you're going through a challenging time at the moment, good, that's wonderful. You can get through that. And, we only get through these challenges by opening our minds and becoming teachable. That's an important thing, to be open-minded, positive-minded, and teachable. And that's what we are looking for tonight. I understand challenge. When I say I and Nola, my dear wife and I understand challenges because we've been through those challenges ourselves. There were times in our life where we were literally fighting for survival. And it was at that time that someone shared this concept with me of neo-life. And that I look back as the day that turned my life around. Obviously, it didn't happen all overnight, but that was the turning point. And for those of you who are listening to us tonight, I would like to say that tonight could be the turning point in your life. Okay. So looking back, I realized that because of those tough times, we are actually better people today for going through those setbacks. The old saying, the softer the wax, the deeper the impression, is so true. If you go through these soft times, you learn life's great lessons. So setbacks are actually good. It's the way we respond to the challenges and the setbacks that determines the outcome and the quality of your future life. So it's your response to challenge that changes the future. In fact, looking around, I don't know of anyone who has succeeded and prospered in life who has done it without facing challenges and incredible setbacks at times. So I think for you to qualify for the right to succeed, you've got to be prepared to go through that. And something that I found, and I know you found, that nothing of value in life is easy. Anything of value is difficult. And so you've got to just grow through that process. Success has a price tag. And the question tonight is, are you willing to pay the price? There's no doubt about that. Another little saying that I've learned a lot from is from the Bible. As a matter of fact, it says, a man without a vision will perish. How true is that? So without a vision, without a plan, it's impossible to succeed. So it's the lack of vision and the lack of goals that causes the 95% of people to fail. You find the people who succeed in life all have very clear visions about their future, very clearly set plans and actions that they take. But the people who fail are visionless. They've got no purpose, they've got no point. And, so don't make that mistake. There's also another little saying we always know, that where there's a will, there's always a way. So if you're willing, the way will become apparent to you. And tonight we're talking about a way. I like to call it the Neo-Life way, or the Neo-Life solution to financial challenges. And, so that's what we're going to show you tonight, a way of changing your financial destiny and your life. Now, I fully understand that we are living in vastly changed times. I understand that, but I believe that Neo-Life is more viable today than it's ever been at any stage. So it's a good time to be starting the business. So often people say, oh, you succeed in this business because you started in the beginning. Believe me, in the beginning, it was more difficult than it is today, because we had nothing. The industry was not credible. Our business was uncredible at that stage, and we were not credible. So in the beginning, it was difficult. So it's got a lot easier as we go. So I believe in life today, there are three major challenges facing humanity. Let's talk broadly here. I believe the first one is the loss of health. People are terrified about immunity and disease and the loss of health. That's the first challenge facing mankind. The second challenge facing mankind is the loss of wealth. In other words, there's never been a time of such uncertainty in the world and job loss. The third challenge facing mankind today, I believe, is the loss of freedom. We are so restricted by governmental laws and things, the rules that are controlling us all, we've lost that freedom. And, if you do not have financial independence, you do not have freedom, because financial independence brings with it a freedom which gives you the ability of choices to be able to travel, to be able to do the things that you want to do. So those three things: a loss of health, a loss of wealth, and a loss of freedom. And I'm going to just handle those in a little bit more depth. Okay, in health, there's basically, and if I illustrate this, let's see what we can do. I'm going to try illustrating this here. Well, I'm not going to illustrate that. I'm just going to talk about, there are basically three zones of health. The first one is the energetic zone. And that's where we all want to be. And when you're born and in your first 20, 25, 30 years, you've got that energy, which is wonderful. Don't take it for granted, because we all slide into the second zone of life, which is called the sick zone. The tired zone. The tired zone is where you just haven't got the energy to do the things that you used to do. So the second zone is the tired zone. The third zone is the sick zone. And I believe that so often we spend, if it's 30 years of energy, 30 years in the tired zone and 30 years in the sick zone, I believe that you can extend that right the way through and have that vitality right until the day you kick the bucket. And that's what we are all working to. So the goal here is to die healthy. Okay. So what we do in Neo-Life, we talk a lot about the health of the body and the health of the cell. And, for that, I believe the biggest cause of the health issue today is the food processing that goes on today. Our food is not organic. It's processed. There are flavorants and colorants and preservatives added to it. So with all of this processing, it's natural that we just slip into that zone. Okay, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on that tonight. There's a lot more information you can get on the website regarding the actual health aspect. The wealth aspect, never before have so many people been sidelined job-wise. It's a time of high risk. And the scary part about it, it's not only people are losing their jobs, but there's the uncertainty of pensions and the uncertainty of investments in the future as well. So it's a scary time as far as wealth is concerned. And, I don't believe that you cannot rely on normal conventional sources. And so I think it's high time, or a very good idea, that you develop your own cash producing asset that you can control And this is more effective than ever before, or more necessary than ever before. So we're going to talk about how you can go out today and develop a cash producing asset that you can control. Okay, now most cash producing assets or residual income come from rentals or from investments or from royalties. Now, you're very lucky to possess any of those. But tonight, I'm going to talk to you about building a residual income, a cash producing asset through a network that is based on top quality, consumable, need necessity products. And that's where your income is going to come from. And you'll find that this can be generational as well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just spend a little bit of time explaining how this actually works. So the starting point, I'm going to talk about you. So let's put you into the equation. Okay, can you see that? That's good. Yeah. What we're suggesting tonight is that you link to the company Neolife. Who is Neolife? Neolife is a company that has been in existence for 63 years, going on 64 years, started in 1958. It's a company that operates in over 50 countries around the world. So it's a well-established, privately owned company. It's not a public company at all. It's privately owned, operating in 50 countries around the world. I'm suggesting tonight that you link with Neolife as your business partner. So you do not work for Neolife. You, in fact, run your own business. So I'm going to put you down as the managing director. You link to Neolife. And to do that, your sponsor tonight will talk to you about that. It's the same price as a pair of cheap shoes. 1,000 Rand will get you into the business with stock, your own internet site, your own websites, etc. So it's a very good or very sound investment to have. So you link to Neolife as your business partner. You do not work for them. That will give you an ID number, which is put into the Neolife business system. So Neolife not only makes the products, and incidentally in the product range here, Neolife has got over 100 products in its product range. So they manufacture and produce those products and distribute them, but they also have a computer system that manages your network on a global basis. And all of this comes for under 1,000 Rands worth of investment. So it's a ridiculous offer and a very effective offer. So you join Neolife. Now there are 3 activities that you need to do. We call them success habits, and your daily success, your habits are important. If you've got good habits, it leads to a good result. Bad habits lead to a bad result. So we want to give you 3 daily success habits to use. The first one is to change your buying habits, because at the moment you are buying from a retail outlet, and we say stop buying retail and get all of these consumable products directly from source, which is Neolife, at the wholesale price of 25% discount on the business volume. So you now are, instead of buying from supermarkets and pharmacies and other people's businesses, you start supporting your own business. Your business partner, Neolife, will supply them. And so what you do is 100 points worth of products in your name, which is about, when I talk about a point, I talk about $1 approximately, because it's an international business. So by changing your current buying habits from supermarkets and pharmacies and sourcing those products, those better quality products from Neolife, you do 100 points or $100 worth of business. That's the average family's consumption. But we want you to, number one, is to use the products yourself for one reason, a critical reason, for you to build your own believability in the products. Okay, that's a very important step. And so use as many of the products as you can. Step number one. Step number 2 is, I'm just going to simplify it, TTP. What does that mean? Talk to people. Recommend the product you're using. As simple as that. If, for instance, you had blood pressure problems and suddenly your cholesterol has been reduced, and you go into our omega-3 plus salmon oil, and your blood pressure reduces, that's a great benefit. share that benefit with other people. Talk to people about how they can have better health on natural organic products. Okay. And, so that's the second step. Now, when you do the second step, two things are going to happen. Some people are going to become customers, and some people are going to become distributors. So that will result in customers and distributors. And by you putting in about 5 to 10 hours per week into the business, it is totally logical that over the next couple of months, you can build up a business doing 250 points worth of business per month. And that's the starting point, a little part-time business by investing a couple of hours per week. Okay, so that's the beginning. Now, as you talk to people, besides your customers, some people say, hang on, this looks exciting. I want to change my life. I'm sick and tired of living in mediocrity. I want to go out and have a better lifestyle. I want to live the life of my dreams. And so not everyone's going to go that way. But if you talk to 10 people, 1 or 2 will be interested in that option. So we would like you to go and find 3 people. This is the goal, to find 3 people just like you who want more out of life. And what do? They follow the process. They link to Neolife, as you did. They get themselves a kit. They get themselves a buying number, which is linked to your buying number. You teach them how to use the products, how to get a few customers, and very soon it's possible for them to build businesses of 250 points as well. Now, totally, we have a total business of 1,000 points. Now, what will that mean to you? If you've got a 250 point business, you're earning 300-400 Rand a month with profits and bonuses. But if you've got 1,000 points, your 250 plus your 3 friends, 1,000 points would give you a bonus income of between 1,500 to 2,000 Rand per month. Now, that is a help. In many families, that can make the difference between putting bread on the table or not. So it's a good starting point. But you keep doing these products, using the products, these 3 activities, or these success habits, using the products, talking to people. And what will happen as you take the third step, which is personal growth, as you start growing as a person, these people will start following your example. They would like to be like you. And we encourage you to go out and get those 3 people to get 3 each. What happens is they do your 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and you find 3 more. Now you've got a 4,000 point business. Now, a 4,000 point business would give you a minimum of about 10 to 12,000, sometimes more, per month. Now, let's stop there for a moment. An extra 10 to 12,000 Rand per month is over 100 to 120,000 plus per year. Now, that makes a huge financial shift in most families. You can start thinking about a better school for your daughter. You can start thinking about getting a second car or a first car. You can start looking at maybe living in a more plush house in the suburb. These are things that are critical for human beings, people who want this. And that is what we call a director size or emerald director size business. And, that's the beginning, an extra 100,000 Rand per year. But what Nola and I did was we continued doing that, because what made us continue doing it? The key catalyst for us was we saw success coming to our family, but better than that, we saw success coming to other families as well. And that was our motivator. That's what actually got us doing more and getting more people involved, and the business started to grow. What happened in time, we were directors and we had 3 directors. Now, that's what we call a Ruby director position. Now, I have Ruby directors in our team. Some will earn 30, 40,000 plus a month. Now, we're talking some decent cash. What happens? Let's just blow your mind a little bit, or expand your mind a little bit. What would happen if over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you manage to become a director and you develop not 3, but 6 other directors in your team? If you've got 6 fully qualified directors, your volume is about 100,000 points per month, but your income is 90 to 110,000 Rand per month. Now we're talking some serious money, over R1 million extra coming into your family's coffers every single year. So this is the goal, and that's what we call being a presence team member. And it gets better from there, but I'm not going to go further on that tonight. But tonight, what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce a wonderful woman, someone who I've got so much respect for. She has a wonderful story to tell. She's a great user of the products. She's an Emerald Director at the moment, going towards her World Team Member, which means she's earning substantially good income out of the business. And I'm going to ask Bonny to come on. And Bonny, if I just click on you, would you like to just come in and say hello and just share a few things with us, Bon? Tell us your story and your belief in the products and your belief in the business. Could you join us for some minutes? Thanks, Bon. Over to you.
Rory, thank you so much for inviting me onto the call this evening, and hello to everyone. It's just so good to be with you. 2 years ago, my life was very different. I was overweight. I had glaucoma. I was on antidepressants. I was full of aches and pains. I was extremely tired and extremely concerned about my finances because my financial advisor couldn't say with certainty that my money would last as long as I need it to last. And I need it to last for a long time because I have a daughter who I support. And even so, I knew that I just couldn't live, the life of my dreams. So at the age of 65, I sat down with myself and I looked at my life. And I asked myself how I would like to live the rest of my life, how I would like to live out my golden years. And I decided that number one, I wanted to be well and healthy. Secondly, I wanted more energy. I have 5 grandsons. I need a lot of energy for that. Number 3, I would like enough money so that I could help other people. Number 4, I would like to be able to support my daughter for the rest of her life. And number 5, I would like holidays. So Neolife was my obvious choice. And I say my obvious choice because I had worked the business pretty successfully in my early 30s when my 3 daughters were young and growing up. And I was also extremely motivated because I knew that this was a business that I could work basically for the rest of my life, and financially that is very, very powerful. So after a 15-year break, 2.5 years ago, I started working the business again. So what has it given me in this relatively short time? First of all, I lost all the weight I'd gained. Secondly, I went to go and see my ophthalmologist a year ago, and he said, "You don't have glaucoma." And I said, "That just can't be. I've been on drops for 12 years. Can you ever be cured of glaucoma?" And I was nervous. So I went back after 3 months. He tested my pressures. He said, "You're absolutely fine. I actually don't want to see you for 2 years." And he said, "As far as your cataract is concerned, it's dormant. It's not even going anywhere." I have a lot more energy. In December, I went to Waterworld in Somerset West with my 5 grandsons. I went on all the water slides with them. And my little 5-year-old kept on saying, "Grandma, I can't believe I'm doing this with you." And on the way home in the car, my 7-year-old said, "Grandma, how old are you actually?" I was just so grateful for that day. I'm off all my antidepressants, and last year I had 8 wonderful holidays. I've actually just come back from a beautiful holiday at Cathedral Peak Hotel, and next month I should say, we plan to go to Cape Town, providing I can get an aeroplane to fly me there. And then I'm at peace about my finances, but it's actually given me a lot more than that, maybe too many things to even mention. But the one that does come to mind is it's given me hope. It's given me hope for a better life, for a better future. And it's given me purpose. I'm able to live a purposeful life. It's given me amazing friendships. So if you're looking to improve your health and or your finances, I really encourage you to just step out in faith and contact the person who invited you onto this call. Thank you.
Bonny, fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic. And, you know, I see you looking so beautiful as a grandmother. You're looking absolutely gorgeous, and well done on that. And to think that, you know, you were overweight, you know, it's just an amazing success story. And all of that turnabout has come in 2 years, which to me is so exciting. So for anyone on the call who can identify with Bonny, who wants more energy and to lose weight and better income source, well, that's exactly what I wanted to hear tonight, Bon, because that explains it completely. So thank you, Bon. Thanks for what you're doing and your incredible team. And I know that you're going in the right direction, and I know great things are around the corner for you all. So anyway, so what are we talking about tonight? It's really habits, changing your habits. You know, our habits are our routine, our behavior, and habits are automatic. And as I mentioned earlier, we either have good habits or we have bad habits. So with better habits, anything is possible. So what I'm actually asking you to do tonight is adopt those 3 habits: using the products, talking to people about the products, talking to people about the company, and obviously the personal growth is so important. The personal growth comes through trainings and various other things, and we've got a big convention coming up in Pretoria on the 20th of August. Make sure you attend that convention. It's vitally, vitally important. So the quality of our life depends on the quality of our habits. That's what it boils down to. So what I'd like you to do is to get in touch, as Bonny suggested, contact the person who cared enough about you. Now, I use the word cared enough about you because the man who invited Nola and I down so many years ago cared about us. He wanted to see us prosper. And quite frankly, no human being has ever helped me as much. That opportunity that Horace passed on to us was life transforming. It was a game changer for us. And tonight can be a game changer for you. The qualities we want. First quality, we want to have people with a desire. In other words, we're not here to beg anyone to join our business. We're looking for people who are looking for opportunity. I don't know whether you're looking or not. So we're looking for people who are looking for opportunity. The second thing is, how will you get wealthy? I believe the Neo-Life way is the simplest and about the most reliable source of income that you'll get. The exciting thing about our business, it's risk-free. There's no risk attached to it. The risk is carried by the Neo-Life Corporation around the world, right? So it's risk-free. And I don't mind how old you are. I don't mind what your education standards are. I don't mind what your background or history is. That's got nothing to do with us. What I do worry about and what I do care about is your future. And if there's one person on this talk tonight who embraces what we've said and uses it and changes their destiny, I would be the most excited person, okay? And please tell us about your progress. We'll be working very closely together in the future. So you've got the desire, we've shown you the way. The last thing you need to do is take the action. And that's where people so often fall down. You know, when there are 2 types of people, there are excuse makers and there are doers. I hope you're a doer. Because when it comes to action, so many people say, oh, well, I'm going to think about it. And they think about it and forget about it. Or they're going to say, oh, I'm not a salesperson. Hey, believe it or not, nor am I. I had nothing to do with sales beforehand, basically. So I was not a salesperson. You know, they come up with excuses. Oh, my husband won't let me. Well, you know, you've got to succeed in the family and someone must step out in faith and do it, okay? So the desire, the opportunity, the way we've shown you, the action is don't make excuses. There are 2 types of people, leaders and followers. Become a leader. Leaders make most of the money and have all of the fun. So I ask you to get back tonight after this meeting's closed to the person who cared enough about you to invite you to this talk tonight. And they will direct you to their website, log on, get your questions answered. And tonight, you can join tonight by just logging on to the website and becoming a distributor, getting yourself a kit and getting going. There's so much happening. There's so much to look forward to. We have the solution for people's health. We have the solution for people's better wealth. And we have the solution for that freedom of choice in the future. So from us all, Bonny, once again, thanks for your wonderful story and testimony tonight. So appreciate what you're doing and your team. And to all of our viewers, good night and God bless you. Thank you.
Thanks, Rory. Bye, everyone.